Welcome to Boy Time Podcast. We're gonna get litty time, yeah. Oh, it's your Boy Time Podcast. Coming in with the slam dunk of a theme song.
Hi ho ho, it's me, Machine Gun Kelly, back at it again with another episode of the Boy Time Podcast. And as always, I'm joined by Babby and Paul and Bab Jab.
As usual nowadays.
I probably shouldn't say as always all the time because Bab Jab has been here for every other or every two or whatever. So it's not as always, but it is as always this time. You feel?
Yeah.
Anyways, it's list week.
Wow.
Wow. We're not going to split it up into two podcasts this time because it isn't going to take that long, I don't think.
Wow. Challenge accepted.
We'll see.
I'll actually make one and we'll see.
Yeah, make a list real quick.
Right now.
Do flags again.
What is
That was hilarious.
What is even 4 flags? Yeah, I can do that, I guess.
Do something more obscure.
Do a more obscure list.
I don't know.
Top 10 bugs in programming.
Top 10 bugs in Western Oklahoma.
Cyberpunk.
Oh, how I
Top
do
10
that.
cyberpunk bugs.
Number 10.
Number
Deposing
10.
in the car.
Top 10 animals in bug snacks.
Oh, that's the hardest.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Bunger.
I don't play bug snacks, so I just go off of name probably.
You can look up pictures
I know.
and their likes and dislikes.
Top 10 pictures.
Ever.
I'll just look up the top 10 pictures and I'll tell you guys what
Ironman
it's
Square is probably number one.
probably.
By the way, we have new microphones. Well, Paul doesn't, but
Bab Jab and Babby do.
yeah.
Which is why I did sound check very ostensively, if you will.
Can't mess this up.
No. Because last time we got a new mic, I was too quiet,
Yeah.
which I didn't have to do much adjusting, but I did have to listen.
Listen.
Anyway, enough with the behind the scenes bull hockey.
Nobody cares about us. They just want to hear our list.
Yeah, everybody
Mhm.
wants to know what are the top 10 albums that came out this year that we listened to, except I'm doing not that, but we'll see when we get there. So
And I might do something. I don't know.
True.
take
We'll
it
see.
away. I think James is starting.
Am I?
I think so. I think
Okay.
that's what we decided.
After this video, I'm never touching another list until this time next year.
Okay.
I don't think you should do anyway, so.
So I did a top 40, but there's another video on that out. So watch that. I'm ready to fall over and die after all this editing.
Keel
Yeah.
over it, die.
But we'll do top 10. I also have top 50 songs if you're interested in that.
Well, that was the one that came out today, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, today, as of us recording.
As of, yes. Whatever. Okay. No honorable mentions because you can watch the video.
Yeah.
My number 10 is Evermore Taylor Swift. I think this is
Nice.
better than Folklore just because, I don't know. I like the songs more on this. There isn't any duds or anything that makes me like, this is a Taylor Swift song and I don't like it.
Yeah.
So I find it a little bit better. Maybe it's because I listened to Folklore first and got the idea of her sound. But Folklore felt a little bit more white mom-ish, I guess.
There's some duds on there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Coney Island on this one is the only one that I don't like. Everything else is pretty dang good.
I don't like the line, I'm coming back like a 90s trend. I think
Yeah,
kinda
that's a little
corny.
The rest of that song slaps, but that, yeah.
Yeah.
You kind of brush over those because it's Taylor Swift.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you're just like, yeah, the rest of this is pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Do we want to
Yeah.
alternate so I'm not talking for 30 minutes?
We
Sure.
can.
Okay.
Number
10.
10. Song Machine Season 1 by the Gorillaz is my number 10.
Ooh, wow.
It's pretty hit or miss, but when it's good, it's good. But when it's not good, it's pretty average. but I like their blend of different styles. I don't know if this is what the Gorillaz have always done, but it's like alternative music mixed with like hip hop,
Yeah.
and they have like K-pop people on there with the same song as JPEG Mafia, and it works when it shouldn't.
No, that
But,
definitely works in every universe.
But yeah, it's not the best. It's not very consistent, but when it's good, it's good.
Oh. I didn't even know the Gorillaz came out with an album this year.
Well, if you're subscribed to r/ape, you should know that because they are gorillas.
I'm not.
Aren't you a
subscribed.
mod?
I'm not subscribed to them. I wish I was a mod on r/ape.
I actually didn't listen to the Gorillaz album. That's like one of them I missed. But
What the flip, dude?
I'm sorry.
Feel Good Inc. is my favorite song.
Me too. Oh, you like Gorillaz? Have you heard of Feel Good Inc.?
No.
Big fan. Number 9. I had Spillagin by Spillage Village. This is a group with JID, Earth Gang, Mariba, Black, and a few other people. I'm not going to name everybody, but this one's very good. It's very like sitting around a campfire singing songs type thing, but it's like extremely Atlanta, so it's hip hop. Obama liked the song, one of the songs, and put it on his top list, so I think I'm
remember
justified
that.
in putting it at number 9.
Yeah.
True.
But maybe I ranked it this high because I just need another Earth Gang album or another JID album or another Mariba album. So you kind of get everything. It's not like as good as their solo projects, but they got the chemistry. It's
Sure.
very community driven, kind of sick.
Okay. I agree.
Number 9.
I agree.
Mine number 9 is the 6-piece Hot EP by Black.
Six Lack, I think is the correct pronunciation.
I think it's called 6 Lack. If this was in album form, it would be great. But there's only 6 songs on it, and I'm hoping it's like a prediction of what his next album will be, because that would be very nice.
True.
But it's only like 20 minutes in length, but short, sweet, and yeah,
Hot,
as the title suggests.
Yeah, that thing was pretty good.
I guess.
I can't include EPs, so it's not on my list. But...
You can't?
I guess it was pretty good. That's why it's on my list.
Well, I decided not to because it gave me like a 47 out of 50, and then I can't just put top 47 albums because that would make me look weird.
Oh, I see.
Why specifically 47?
Exactly. I had to cut it down to 40.
It's like top 27 and a half.
Wow, that's totally not something we've done.
Way to call us out.
I forgot that was the number we did.
That video's not out yet.
Yeah, it won't be out for a while.
No.
Wait, Soulja Boy released an album this year?
What?
King Soulja 9?
Oh,
What?
hold on. I need to read
No
my
way.
list.
Well, yeah, come on. That's number 1 for sure.
Number 8 is Soulja Boy. Just kidding.
I was gonna say it. We just found out about this.
Yeah, there's no way I would have. My number 8 is Miles by Blue in Exile. This is like jazz rap to like perfection. It is an hour and 40 minutes long. So it's definitely like it's a feature length film, if you will.
I guess you could say that.
Pretty positive jazz rap record. They're like super underground and underrated. I think every song on Spotify has like sub 250K views or listens, which is criminal. But it takes a while to get through. But if you sit down and allow yourself to just be engulfed by music for an hour and 40 minutes, then it is quite the experience.
I think Fantano gave it a 9, so it must be good.
It must be good.
It has to be great if Fantano gave it a 9.
Yeah.
Wait,
I think it was like his number 3 on his album list.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, Fantano reviewed it and they only have like 250K?
Yeah.
What the freak?
I don't think those reviews get a lot of views because nobody knows who they are.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I guess if he gives it a 9, people are gonna watch anyways because they're like, "What? He never does that."
Mhm.
What?
But I don't think that's where I found this album. I think
How'd
it
you
was
find it?
another channel. I don't remember. I don't remember who it was.
Our music.
Usually, I go to like
world.
Dead End Hip Hop's YouTube channel because they do like a lot of the underground stuff that not a lot of people talk about.
Mhm.
That's where all the good stuff's at. But that could have been where I found this actually. But yeah, I'm glad I found it because it is fantastic.
Oh.
I am running out of things to say because I literally recorded this video last night and I'm like repeating myself over.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised when you said you were making a standalone video because we have the podcast here.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about everything and not just 10.
Oh, okay, that works.
It's just at the expense of my well-being because I have to edit like 4 hours of footage and then upload it by the next day. But
Yeah.
be chilling.
Yeah, that's no fun.
What is this, number 8?
Number 8.
Number 8. Mine is Dreaming of David by Ryan Beatty. It's very Brockhampton-esque, but like the singing side of Brockhampton because he's like featured on half of Brockhampton songs anyway. So it's like kind of like the dreamier side of them. He only has like 1 million listeners per month on Spotify, so he's not too big. I didn't really see anybody talking about this album either, but it's just a nice dreamy pop type thing. Nothing that's like too out there or too like experimental or anything, but it's just nice listening. And yeah, I guess it's kind of cool.
Yeah. I haven't listened to that one either. I guess I'm not a fan of music since I haven't listened to everything.
Nope.
True.
I've only listened to Taylor Swift.
That's not true.
Well, I
You
mean,
listen to
of
Childish
this
Gambino.
list, of your guys' list, the only one I've heard of is
really.
Taylor Swift right
You're
now.
listening to Gambino. He had the album this year.
Yeah, I listened to that one.
Yeah.
And I listened to Joe G.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've listened to my number 7 spot, After Hours by The Weeknd.
Yes, I have.
That was a baller segue. I'm so good at this.
That was very good.
When you guys can do the Ray William Johnson cool transition slideshow.
Cool transition.
Do it at least one time.
Don't tempt me, Babjab.
This entire like top album, 27 and a half albums will now just be that transition between every single one.
That's a good idea.
But yeah, Blinding Lights is the best pop song of the 21st century. So
that is a claim.
Piping hot take.
it ain't wrong though.
No, Fun Some Nights is the best pop song.
Oh, shut up!
Ooh.
We got a fun stand in the podcast.
The only
Heck
fun stand in
yes.
the world.
Hey, you know it.
It was like one of like 10. All the pop punk fans probably like Fun, which is okay because Fun is pretty cool.
It's
Fun
the
is pretty fun.
what is it? It's like what's the ramen studio thing?
Oh yeah, Ramen. Yeah, I forgot what the studio, but it's like all the emo and punk.
Yeah.
You know them.
The freaking My Chemical Romance studio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep talking about The Weeknd.
It's kind of weird how Uncut Gems could walk, so this album could run. That's all I'm gonna say.
What? The movie?
Yeah. It's kind of funny how Weeknd was in that movie, and then he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna make an album that's better than this entire film and every like thing in it." Be like, "Yo, I'm the king of Vegas now."
I didn't know he was in that movie.
Yeah,
I've heard.
I only found that out like a week ago, but this album's probably only better because it doesn't have Adam Sandler in it, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's true.
But
by the way,
you got this dude making pop hits for the radio, but also doing the stuff that people liked him for like a decade ago, and then blending it all together.
Yeah.
This could like very easily be number one, and just like if I was ranking these objectively, because it's pretty spotless.
Mm-hmm.
And they went whole like super 80s with like over the top budget, and Blinding Light sounds like an 80s song you've heard a million times, but it's brand new and it just bangs every single time.
Yeah.
I forgot how good that song was until I had to look up videos for this list. So
yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. Number 7.
Number 7. Mine's also After Hours by Weeknd.
What?
That's actually a crazy coincidence.
Crazy.
Kind of the same thing that you said, but like not as well
Better.
thought out.
I wasn't
Surprisingly,
even thought out.
surprisingly, Blinding Lights isn't one that I could say is like one of the top tracks on the album for me personally.
Wow.
Like I could take it or leave it, but
Okay.
the title track After Hours is piping hot. Ooh, mama spicy. I'm saying it's good, but like
Mama spicy.
Faith is a really good song. Yeah, it's just a really good album that has a great like theme to it, a nice overall arching sound to it that kind of blends all together, but like in a good way. And yeah,
Great.
I liked it.
great.
Woo. Number 6. I should have done that for every single number in my video.
Yeah, you should have.
Number 6.
Dang it. I forgot to do number 15.
You gotta do number 15.
All right. My number 6 is Pray for Paris by West Side Gun. Everybody loves that album. He's the guy that goes do 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 do
Oh.
do.
Yeah.
Brrr.
The guy
You
in
know.
the RMRs thing.
Yeah.
You put that above Weekend?
Oh, for sure.
I disagree,
See,
but go on.
He is the Dr. Dre of the current times.
Does he have a
He's-
song called Dihinaki?
Not yet.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. I hope
The,
so.
the way they do their tracks, he would have had to like have a D's Nuts 1, 2, and 3, so he could call it D's Nuts 4 and then make it sound cool. Because they do that with like all their songs. Everything's a sequel. But he's kind of a curator where he just like has the best ear for production and features like ever. And I actually like his rapping. So I know it's a very polarizing, I guess is the word.
Mm-hmm.
I love the charisma and just how different it is than everything else. It's like enjoying Playboy Cardi if Playboy Cardi was slang and dope. You know what I mean?
Yes. No, I don't know.
Yes.
Yes. If you could understand Playboy Cardi and it wasn't bad. it would
That's
be-
part of the enjoyment, though, is not being able to understand him.
Yeah. But West Side Gun has good lyrics most of the time. Sometimes he gets over the top and he's just like "Brrr" for like 30 seconds. And I'm like, okay, you can stop now. But other than that, usually he's pretty sick. I only put it this high because I keep like listening to individual tracks. As like a full album experience, this is probably like down in my top 20. But some of the singles on here are just the best songs all year, and I just couldn't not mention it this high.
Mm.
So
Got you.
number 6.
Number 6. It's not an actual album, but I'm gonna rank it anyway. Technical Difficulty by Brockhampton.
The
I think
Forbidden
it's-
album.
Yeah, I think it's technically a mixtape. I don't really know why they didn't officially release it, but there was a lot of sampling on it, so that might have been part to do with it. Because half the album is just samples. But
A lot of artwork.
yeah, but it's pretty cool. The features are good, especially by JPEG Mafia. That's on Baines. The production is a huge step up from what they've done in the past. It's very grimy and Bainy and bassy. And half the time it sounds like they're recording on a Blue Snowball, but it sounds good. So it's not an actual album, but if it was, it would probably be a lot more out there or like more recognized. I just don't know why they didn't officially release it. I don't think they gave a reason for it. But yeah,
I had to yoink that song off the internet before it got taken down.
I probably should have done that.
'Cause it's like they'd upload it to YouTube and then a day later it's just gone from existence.
I don't know if RCA was like, don't do that.
They probably were.
Or
Yeah.
You know how YouTube gets.
I've never trusted
Yeah.
that mangy mutt.
Warner has been on my case the past few days, so
Have they been?
specifically you.
yeah.
Usually
Well,
it's
I
you
try
and
to like
Gene.
I try to make informative videos where I like give a preview of the song before I talk about it to like give context and so people can actually hear it, see if they want to listen to it. And then Warner's like, actually, I hate you.
Yeah.
So
I think
you
if
know.
you appealed it, you would win because it's a review.
Yeah,
Or you
but I
would
was
think.
gonna go through all that.
Yeah.
Number 5. My favorite Italian dish, Alfredo by Freddie Gibbs and The Alchemist. A lot of people put this as the top hip hop album of the year. It's Alfredo because it's Freddie and then Alchemist, so like L and then Freddie. Alfredo.
Yeah, but you said it's your favorite Italian dish, and Alfredo is a sauce.
I mean, fettuccine Alfredo's a
Oh.
dish. I just drink Alfredo sauce by the gallon.
Ooh.
And your Italian blood.
Okay, go on.
But yeah, this is pretty good. Alchemist production is always fantastic, but he does a lot more. It's not as expensive or like shiny as Pray for Paris, but it's still in the same realm as very smooth and kind of classy. And then you have Freddie Gibbs, which just rhymes about cocaine for about an hour, but he does it in a way that's really, really fun to listen to. So you just get these nice, relaxing beats, and then a man like with a super deep voice just rapping over it and throwing obscenities at you, which is pretty great.
That sounds nice.
Yeah. And they have that song with Tyler the Creator, which is just like a single guitar, like playing like a surf rock kind of thing. That there's no beat to it at all. There's no drums or anything. It's just a guitar, and then they both rap over it somehow. So, and he got a Grammy nomination, which I have no clue how Freddie Gibbs got nominated for a Grammy. That's how messed up this is, but
It's good though.
hopefully
Yeah.
he wins. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I just never thought I'd see Freddie Gibbs get nominated since you know
Yeah, because it's the Grammy.
he's a street rapper. I don't think they ever put those in the category. It's usually like, here's Big Sean, here's Eminem for whatever he did.
Kamikaze 2.
Wow.
Songs to get murdered by. You reviewed the album.
Songs to get murdered by. I did review that one. It didn't make my list, unfortunately.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, it's too bad. I went to 40. That would be like number 60 if I did everything, but
Oh, that's true.
it's fine. You can hate me.
I don't.
But yeah, that's my number 5.
Number 5. I feel like I'm missing one, but I can't think of it, so that means I'm not missing one.
Okay.
So my number 5 is Visions of Bodies Being Burned by Clipping. This album's a lit Clipping with a period.
David Diggs is in this group.
Oh, I like David Diggs.
This is a little bit scary, but it's really good. This is probably the best production I've ever heard on a rap album ever. So that's probably the main reason. Yeah, the bass is insane. It's one of those where it's hard to come back to like as a whole, because it's one of those things where it's like so specific, where it's like, it's Halloween, I'm gonna listen to this album, but you're not always in the mood to listen to something that's like talking about decapitating people. So but yeah, the production is just absolutely insane. That's the main reason why it's on my number 5. I also think that horror hip hop is a very interesting subgenre. So
it's pretty sick. It's like gangster rap, but spooky.
Yeah.
Or
they talk about de-skinning you and hanging you up on the wall.
Oh
yeah.
Man.
Instead of hitting you with the 9.
Yeah.
Not that different if you think about it.
I like how David Diggs can go from like this to working with Disney. I think that's probably the best. Yeah, he's in Soul, and then he's also just rapping at the speed of light about decapitating people and hanging them on the walls. So kind of sick.
Yeah. He's also, this is a little bit of a tangent, but if you guys haven't seen Train Spotting yet, which is David Diggs' movie, watch that thing right now. It's so flipping good. It's free on YouTube, idiot.
This dude's Donald Glover part 2.
Yeah, it's really good. That's all I have to say about that.
Okay. What are we on? Number 4. Shrines by Arm & Hammer. Here's my I'm an intellectual because I listen to abstract rap pick and I seem like a whatever that word is, entitled idiot or something.
You're an artist.
These guys are, well, it's Billy Woods and Elucid. Billy Woods has one of my favorite albums from last year. And they're a duo and they do extremely abstract hip hop where the verses are pretty fantastic and there's wordplay and everything, but you have no idea what the songs are about most of the time. So you kind of have to piece it together. And then every time you listen to it, you catch something new, and I'm like, oh, it's like a little mystery. But the song structures are always just all over the place, and the beats on this are like East by Earl Sweatshirt, but good, usually.
Hey, chill.
I'm just saying, there's a line. But this one feels like you're just walking down New York City, but New York City is also like in flames, but it's also like in the middle of a jungle. So that's
As
pretty much
you-
how I explain that.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but it sounds
Yeah,
fun.
it's hard to talk about these albums because you literally can't talk about what they're about because most of the time I have no clue. But they sound epic.
All right. Well, that works.
Number 4. I'm gonna do Nectar by Joji. I think this is a major improvement from his previous work. Even though the lo-fi stuff I did enjoy, I think the more polished stuff fits him a lot better. It did pretty well commercially, I think, but overall, I think it's a pretty solid album. I think Afterthought is my favorite song of the year. The one thing though is what probably docks the album an entire point is the Omar Apollo feature on High Hopes. That is probably the worst feature I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
He says, "Brand new whips sound like Cheerio. Wake me up, Rey Mysterio." And it makes absolutely no sense, and it just ruins the song for me.
But the instrumental's so good. So like
I
you have to
know.
hear it.
And he doesn't even deliver it well. It would be okay if he actually delivered it in a good way. But he's just like and just ruins. But other than that, it's a good album, I think. But it's that one song that probably docks the album an entire point.
Yeah.
But good album, I think.
Yeah.
Good.
How many songs are on that? Like 37?
A lot.
About
I liked it. I listened
Yeah,
to
I
it.
liked it. I just didn't remember a lot of the track lists. 'cause,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
it could have been
listened-
slimmed down a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could have cut 4 off and made it a lot better.
Mhm.
Oh my god, we're in the top 3.
Whoa, dude.
Get hyped, dudes.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
Swear
Number
it gets
3,
spicy.
Run the Jewels 4 by Run the Jewels, if you didn't pick that up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this thing punches you in the face for like 40 minutes, but in a good way, I guess.
Okay.
They kind of led up to it. They were teasing it all throughout the year. They dropped 2 singles from it, and then like always, they're so perfect with the timing. The Run the Jewels 3 dropped like on Christmas 2016 after Trump got elected, and then now this one dropped like 4 days after the George Floyd thing.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it was perfect timing as always. But I think this is their best produced, best written body of work. I still go back to Run the Jewels 2 quite a bit, though, because of how hard it is. But this one is definitely the most polished. I think they got the most commercial success out of it as well. Even though it didn't get a Grammy nomination because the Grammys are horrible.
Yeah.
But we know that already.
Uh-huh.
But there's no duds on this thing at all. It's pretty perfect. I don't know what to say about it. If you like Run the Jewels, you already know about this. And if you don't, then I don't know what you're doing. But
If you don't know, now you know. In the
Yeah.
words of Biggie.
yes.
Yeah. There we go.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Mine is also Run the Jewels 4 by
Oh
Run
my
the Jewels. We're probably gonna have identical top 3.
Maybe.
So pretty much everything Babby just said. But it bangs, I guess.
It do be banging, though.
It do be banging. The first 5 tracks are probably like the best 5-track run in an album I've heard in a very long time, if ever. Like just banner after banner after banner after banner after banner. That's 5 that I counted. Yeah. Pretty much everything that Babby said, because I feel like repeating it just
I feel like I'm repeating myself, too, because I just made a video of this. So it's like, this is something.
yeah. I don't have anything else to add to that because Babby
Okay.
already used it with his vocal words.
Words.
Vocal
Yeah.
words.
Never spoken more truly.
Number 2,
No points.
Circles by Mac Miller. This came out in January, which felt like 17 years ago.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm just speaking on something that came out way long time ago. But yeah, Good News was my song of the year. I actually forgot about it when I was making my song list because it came out so long ago. But then I remembered it and listened to it again. I'm like, yeah, that's probably the best part of this year. And the album actually followed up with it too. I think the first worry was people being like, this better not be an XXX Tentacion situation where they just take demos and throw it on something. But then the second worry after they heard Good News was like, is it going to live up to this track? And it does. And the deluxe does, which is also pretty rare.
Yeah.
So I think he was like 90% done with this when he passed away. It seemed like he was 100% done with it by just the listening of this thing, because it is just fantastic. But that's also attributed to John Bryan because he is incredible. He does a lot of movie soundtracks, but also helped Kanye and Frank Ocean with Blonde. So he's got a track record and a half.
Yeah.
But I think I like this one about the same as Swimming. It's hard to compare the two because they do fit together pretty nicely. So, yeah. Number 2.
This is actually crazy because mine is Circles by Mac Miller.
Bro,
No
this is
way.
sick.
Yeah, it's pretty good, I think. This is bad because everything that Babby says just applies to me too, so I can't have anything constructive to say at all.
It's almost
Pretty
like you
good.
two are related or something.
Bruh.
Good album.
Yeah.
I like it a lot better than Swimming, personally. It's a lot more well-rounded, in my opinion. There are very good tracks off of...
Bruh.
There's very good tracks off of Swimming, but it's not a better, well-rounded album, IMO.
Right.
I used to think that until I got the vinyl, and then I don't know why that changed my mind, but it did.
Surf is good, Right is good, Once a Day is good, Good News is good.
What?
Circles is good. I don't know what to say, bro.
I think you've already said everything you need to.
True.
Yeah.
This is really creepy.
Just leave it to Eddie.
Babjab didn't make a list before we started this, by the way. So this is like off his dome. This was not like just.
I have my top 5 pretty solidified, but
okay.
Okay.
Number 1, Punisher, Phoebe Bridgers.
That's not surprising.
Yeah, it's not. I don't get hyper fixated to things much anymore, but I kind of did with this one. So, I know. It's kinda
Whoa,
sick.
yeah.
Oh, someone
that
winning
was
a
me
game.
when I heard Phoebe Bridgers.
A live recreation, I see.
Yeah, but this is like 2020 putting an album, which she didn't even intend to do, which just kind of happened. Some chick in a skeleton suit came and ripped everybody's heart out and stomped on it, and then they're like, "Yeah, it's okay that I did that," and they're like, "Okay." Then they listen to it for the rest of the year. So, and then you just make a metal song to end your album that's full of like sad folk songs and like ethereal pop songs. So, yeah, I guess I'm pretty emo for putting this in my number 1 spot, but you know,
Yeah.
it's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah.
Number 1. So this is actually wild.
No way.
Mine is Punisher by Phoebe Bridgers. It's true. Yeah. There is not a single dud on this album at all. It's very eerie in a good way. It's eerie to the point of not being uncomfortable, I think is a good way to put it.
Probably.
Like it has like that feeling of like something's about to happen, but then it just never does until the last 2 minutes of the album. So it's just like the entire album is kind of building up to that, and has like that feeling of like white noise where it's like you feel like something should be happening but it's not. And then yeah, it's just a very subtle album, very good singing, very good instrumentals, good production. Yay.
Yeah. I need to cop the vinyl before it sells out again. Just remembered that. Oh god.
Oh, I forgot a whole lot of red. That's like number 55.
Oh yeah.
Whole lot of red.
My top 10 plus whole lot of red, which is sitting at number 55.
Forget about Paul McCartney.
Mm-hmm.
What about that Ringo single?
Dude, I forgot about Shawn Mendes.
Just missed
and
my
Hollywood Undead.
Bruh. Hollywood Undead exists?
I guess.
Huh. What's your favorite album of the year, Jerry?
I don't know. I've been super into folklore right now. Yeah, I did not prepare for this at all. But
That
there's
makes two of us.
yeah.
I prepared too much for this. So.
I think like, but you know, that being said, I'm probably listening to only like 4 songs off of it because yeah, the rest of it is not for me, but that's okay. Like I don't know if this is unpopular, but I really don't like This Is Me Trying. Shoot Me in the Streets if you are a
I
Swiftie.
think I listened to that on first listen, and then I don't think I've ever come back to it. So
Okay, good. I do need to listen to Evermore again, but I don't feel like I've fully digested folklore yet. So when I listened to Evermore the first time, I was like, okay, yeah, this is a lot of what folklore is. So I kind of need to go back to folklore and just check that out for a bit, you know? You got to do your
yeah,
freaking OK Computer before you get to Kid A. Am I right?
exactly. You didn't like
Yeah.
either of them, so
Yep. So that's but probably I would put Weekend at number 1. But you know, I don't know. I haven't listened to it for a bit, but you know, I listened to it a lot when it came out.
yeah.
So
I find it weird how Taylor Swift put her best song on the deluxe edition.
I don't know if I've listened to that one. The
Oh,
Lakes. I think you've put it in our playlist, but I haven't listened to it.
it's so good, and nobody like knows it exists.
I don't even know.
Actually, it has 22 million plays, but compared to everything else, it doesn't exist.
Guys, no one has heard this before.
We'll just put
It's
it
my
on,
little secret.
we'll just put it on the deluxe edition, and then like it'll just be the best song out of like both albums. And she's just like, okay.
Okay, I need to listen to it then. I didn't know that the deluxe edition even existed.
I didn't either until I watched like 13 different videos of everybody's year-end list, and then one guy included it on his. I'm like, this song exists. So she really dropped the ball with that one, but I guess it's my little secret.
That's your
And
secret.
22 other million people's.
Yeah.
But in Taylor Swift numbers, it doesn't exist. So
Oh, for sure.
when every other song on that album has like 50 million plays.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like that album a lot more than I expected, which I had heard like people, you know, like were being like, this is like different, it's folky, and I'm like, okay, but it's Taylor Swift.
Yes,
like
dude.
I know,
Yeah.
like, come on, this is the freaking I knew you were trouble when you walked in. Like, I know of her for like years, and she always makes these just bland, you know.
She
pop
has a
songs.
history of having all of her worst songs be the most popular and on the radio, which seems to be a horrible curse.
It does, but those are the ones that are made for radio.
Yeah.
But this one is way different, and I like it a lot. The one thing I say that maybe I don't like is that, I don't know, maybe this is just me coming from an art school, but not capitalizing your songs is like a thing. It's like there's other ways to be quirky, and yeah, I don't dig just I don't know.
I like it when they're all capitalized.
I like it when they're all in caps, or like even
Like
with
screaming at you.
Bald.
or even something like damn, where everything is like
Yeah.
it all ends with
Yeah,
a
but with a
period.
period.
Yeah, Like that's different. Just not capitalizing it. It's just kind of like the art student pretentious, which it isn't pretentious. This
It's
album is
it fits, but
yeah.
yeah, surprisingly not pretentious for kind of borrowing a style and being the most popular like pop artist.
Yeah.
But you know,
But yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
you get all lowercase, or you get the JPEG Mafia EP, which just is all caps with an exclamation point after every song.
I like that. That's different.
Bald.
Bald. Oh yeah, I like that song too. But yeah, that's all I have to
Music's
say
over.
musically.
I'm done talking about the year 2020 in music.
Okay.
Now 2021.
2021.
What about the
That'll
big
be
day?
next year, though. That's fine.
Yeah.
The
That was
big day part
2019. Never mind.
Dang.
Imagine he just releases the big day 2.
Big day 2.
It's all just Ball and Floss and remixes.
I wish.
It's my favorite song.
I know it is. Yeah, I don't know. John Mayer didn't drop anything this year except he featured on a Leon Bridges song, which was pretty good. And Post was in Tommy Lee and
Big Sean.
And Big Sean, that was the other one. So yeah. Music was kind of slow for me this year. That's why I did the Rolling Stone thing,
Yeah.
which is coming.
Good. I put it in both of the videos to remind you.
What do you mean?
And
you put
to-
it?
I mentioned it in both of the videos.
Oh, you did.
So now you're on the clock for the 2 viewers I got on my first video.
I'm like, I've been working on it all day. I'm just super slow when it comes
These past
to
2
editing.
days, all I've been doing is editing and sleeping.
I don't like editing. I get distracted. Sorry. But I took on the task, so I'm gonna do it. But anyways, I made a list too, and
Yes, dude.
Other people in the podcast crew can jump in on stuff that they've seen because we've been watching TV this year.
Yes, we have.
Before every night we get on and talk to each other and epically game out or whatever we're gonna do. We always watch a TV show, and we started out with Breaking Bad just because I wanted to rewatch it, and Babby hadn't seen it before. So we did that. We did Saul, and so I thought we could, or I ranked the shows that we've seen this year, which I'll give you guys a rundown of what we've watched. We've done Breaking Bad. Better Call Saul, which, yeah, Dark, Gravity Falls, Over the Garden Wall, Barry, Watchmen, Close Enough, and Atlanta, and Avatar and Korra. But
Yes.
yeah, that counts. So I guess we'll go through. Coincidentally, we've watched 10 shows this year. That's
Bruh.
nice. But starting off with number 10, I'm putting The Legend of Korra because that's a big surprise to everybody. I don't hate this show, but also it's the worst thing I've seen this year. So, if you want to know how to completely botch, a beloved TV franchise, then look at what Avatar has done. Just post the show. 'Cause yeah, it has its moments, but it has its valleys too, where it is very not good. But I think most everybody here has seen it except for Bab Jab.
I saw the first
Wow.
season when it first came out,
Oh, okay.
so I
Good.
don't remember
Stop.
anything from it.
The first season is very good. Like that's the peak for me.
I remember the guy who would put your thumb on your forehead and then you just die.
Yeah, you die. You can't move rocks anymore.
Yeah.
It's pretty sad.
Sad.
It's pretty sad, but it was a cool story. And the guy flipping explodes. It's like, whoa, that was dark. and
Children's
edgy.
cartoon.
Yeah, It's like, you're really gonna have this guy kill himself and his brother at the end of the first season? Are you crazy? Yeah.
Spoilers, by the way, in case you haven't watched it and are going to watch it.
Spoilers for all of these, by the way, and I'd recommend all of these. So, if you plan on watching Watchmen, Barry, well, especially stuff that is ongoing, like Barry, Atlanta, Saul, you know, I'll be a little bit more cautious with those, just because people might want to catch up before the new seasons come out. But Korra's been done for like 8 years or whatever. Or no, it hasn't been that long, but whatever. It's been a long time.
I would also put it at number 10.
Yeah. Next up, number 9, I have Close Enough, which is the J.G. Quintel show, which is the guy who did Regular Show, for those who don't know.
What?
I know, you can't tell at all from watching it. Except the show is pretty much just Regular Show.
Regular Show if it was TV 14.
Yeah. There's sex
Which it kind of
in
already
it.
was, but
Yeah.
I was getting there.
This one's a little bit more like explicit though, where it talks about like adult themes. But
Bro, they can swear, dude.
They
Sick.
can swear. You don't see a titty, but like pretty close. Yeah, like there's scenes where they have sex and stuff, but
It's a TBS show.
yeah, it's a
Or it
TBS.
was going to be.
Yeah. That's kind of why I have it ranked pretty low, is because I don't think it's like completely done, maybe.
I felt like those were the pilot. That was like the pilot season to see if anybody was like looking to grab at it.
Yeah, which I think a lot of people have been talking about it.
There's some good potential there.
Yeah, there's stuff there, but there was a little bit like of that. I don't even know if there's a word for it, but just like being adult for adult's sake, like Big Mouth, or like I can't think, like even something like Family Guy, where something like that. There was a little bit of that, but there was also a little bit of that Regular Show charm, and it was pretty funny at times. So, it gets the number 9 spot for me. Okay, and then I need to emphasize that going forward, as we go from 8 to 1, that the rest of these shows are objectively good, and it was kind of hard to put them in order. That being said, Dark is number 8 for me. Okay, so when Babby like introduced or kind of like set up Dark for me, he said that it was like a German Stranger Things, which is kind of accurate. The first season especially, where it's just like a bunch of teenagers get lost in the woods, and then the youngest one disappears. Where'd he go? Except this one's like time travel instead of like a different dimension.
And in German.
And it's in German, which means there's titty, because it's European.
Heck yes.
Yeah, so that's probably the best part of that show, if you ask me. And the first season was like super good. The third season kind of dragged for me, which is fine because it's a slow burn. But yeah, it was a little bit heady. And
yeah, it was a very 5-head show.
Yeah, and some of it in season 3 made me think of like a Christopher Nolan movie, and I don't like Christopher Nolan movies, so that might be why I ranked it kind of low. But watch it, stupid.
It's the first season. Like I watched the first season and then waited for 2 years, but
yeah, the first season
is some of the best TV.
Yeah, first season's very good. Second season, what was the second season? Oh, the second season twist was good. The third season twist was like okay.
They had to wrap it up, and it's so hard once you get so complicated to kind of tie it up.
Yeah, and I straight up didn't like the ending, but that's fine. I don't have to. I can learn to like something.
Journey, not the destination on that one.
Yeah,
that's all I'm gonna say.
That's true. That's true.
I like the little mystery.
It's a good mystery. Speaking of mysteries, number 6, Barry. I like Barry a lot. It isn't like the best show that we've
number
seen.
7.
What?
This is number 7.
number
Right.
6. Wait. 10, 9. Oh, it is number 7. I can't count. I don't have these numbered.
Oh,
Barry. I like it a lot. The first season is kind of okay. Like the first season of Barry is kind of like the first season of Close Enough, where it's like there's potential there, but they need to work on it a little bit. And then the second season of Barry is like flipping awesome.
yeah.
And I think it's like Ronnie / Lily is the episode. That one's the one that won them the Emmy, and that's like one of the best episodes of TV, in my opinion. It's up there with like a episode of Breaking Bad or whatever. So, watch Barry right now. I don't think it's gotten a lot of love, which is surprising because Bill Hader and Henry Winkler are in it. They're big names in the industry, but you know, c'est la vie. I don't know, baby. What do you think of Barry?
It's pretty good. Very good, if I do say myself.
Oh,
Yeah.
Did it?
I'm a fan of second season, so I like the second season more naturally. But yeah.
Well, I think it was just better.
I don't know where to rank these at this point, so it's pretty good. It would also fall in my middle category somewhere.
Yeah. Also, I said this while we were watching it. It's one of the most accurate representations of LA that I've ever
Oh
seen.
yeah, it just made me like remind myself how much I hate LA and never want to go there.
Yeah. All of the people suck.
Yeah.
It's so bad. Okay. This one's number 6. And this
Number
one was
6.
hard because every episode is different. I put Atlanta at number 6 because there are some episodes that I really flipping love, but there are some episodes that I am not so fond
Just like
of.
everything Donald Glover makes.
I know. There are like, I don't know. I like the Michael Jackson episode. That one's pretty funny.
By funny, you mean
That
terrifying.
was not the intent of the episode at all.
I know. I was being a little silly. Man, what are some episodes that I like the freaking Black TV Network one.
Oh, yeah, that one's good.
one's funny. That one's season 1. But then I think, actually, I'm not sure if I liked both seasons evenly, actually. I don't think I liked one more. Season 3 coming out soon,
Hooray.
spring of 2021. So that's what they're saying. I don't know. Hopefully. And if so, listen to other episodes of the podcast going forward and you'll hear our reactions of it. I don't know. I watched this with Babby and Bab Jab, so what did you guys think?
Number 1.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
I was about to say, oh, really? But then I realized it was the only show you watched with us.
I like the aesthetic of it.
Yeah. It's very good.
It's extremely Donald Glover.
That's true.
I was watching the Because the Internet dissect, or listening to it, I guess, coincidentally at the same time period that we were watching this. And you can tell he was working on both simultaneously because the same themes are in season 1 and the album, which I thought was pretty cool because he kind of connects every half a character and half himself and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I like how he kind of maneuvers through all of his different mediums while making characters that he plays but are also him at the same time.
Yeah. Well, season 2 had Awaken My Love come out because it's in one of the scenes.
I think
isn't
that
it?
was 2016 or 2017 because the album came out in 2016. I remember it was like winter when it came out.
Yeah.
Uh,
Because the cover
either-
is in one of the
either it was
episodes.
teased in the show or it was already out.
Oh,
So that's kind of a cool teaser to place in if it was.
it's like a Pixar thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's a guy that's like good at everything, but not great at anything.
But
I
he's
don't know.
also like extremely consistent and
Yeah.
probably one of the most down to earth people despite being good at everything. He's very humble
Sometimes.
most of the time.
Yeah. I think that Donald Glover honestly is one of the most talented people
Yeah.
alive, maybe.
He's a Renaissance man.
He is. Like, if you go back, like his stand up is funny. His comedy acting is like funny, and he's good at it. He's good at regular acting, directing, writing, music. Like, there's nothing that, well, even like his
Singing and rapping.
freestyle. Yeah. It's like he's like good at like all that entertainment stuff where it's like, okay, he's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
crazy
he's not the
good.
best at any of it, but he's really good in all of it.
Yeah.
And he's hot.
And he's hot. It's the one thing my mom knows about him is that he's a cutie.
Heck yes.
But yeah, I respect the hell out of him. I don't like his Twitter tirades. Yeah, because I haven't seen The Sopranos, but that is a ballsy move to come out and say that seasons 3 and 4 of Atlanta are going to be better than The Sopranos, which is kind of recognized as one of the best TV shows ever.
He just single-handedly did all of his marketing in one tweet.
Pretty much. We'll
He
see.
pulled the Kanye method out for this one.
He did. Which I didn't
I
expect.
made Atlanta. I'm never going to fail.
I'm never going to fail.
Which we'll see. We'll see, Donald. I'll give it a shot. But
I
also,
wonder if it'll be on the European tour in season 3. Otherwise, they'll just be back in Atlanta. Which would be weird to have a show called Atlanta and then not be in Atlanta for an entire season.
yeah, I'm
Probably
not
kind
sure.
of weird.
I mean, that's not a spoiler.
That's
They-
not a spoiler.
They go to Europe. that's how
Big spoiler.
that's how the season ends.
That's like the
With more-
subplot of it as well.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's like that. There isn't really like a running through plot.
Yeah.
It's pretty much just like,
daily life.
yeah,
It's an episodic thing.
yeah. I would say that you would, for me, you kind of have to get through the first couple episodes. They like spend the first 2 episodes and it's just a regular drama, and it's like,
Mhm.
okay, this isn't anything spectacular. And then it's like when they establish it and then they move on it and push the boundaries of what that means. It's kind of like a Phineas and Ferb situation, where it's like they spend the
But
whole
Donald Glover.
yeah, but Donald Glover doing it, so it's better. So enough about Atlanta. Jeez.
Pretty good city, in my opinion.
Pretty good city. I drove through it once, and that was the worst thing ever.
I was in the airport once, and it was kind of cool.
Oh, I go to the airport all the time because it's a hub for Delta. So
They didn't have a mural of Donald Glover, so that's kind of stupid.
yeah, I
In
was.
the airport.
It was weird. I was driving through, and I was expecting to see just Atlanta spray painted on the wall everywhere. And it
Just
you
like
know, it
hidden
wasn't
in
there.
like in the title cards, it's just hidden in random places.
Yeah. Anyways, number 5 is Watchmen. Watchmen. It came out last year, so if you haven't seen it yet, watch it right now. You stupid idiot.
Man,
You have to watch the movie or read the book.
or just
Sorry.
watch a video essay that's like 15 minutes to summarize the movie, so you don't have to go through that
You probably you really just need to know like 2
interesting
things.
piece of media.
Honestly, I could just say it right now because
True.
the things that you need to know going into it is that the first movie or book, I'm just gonna say the book because the book is better. So the book takes place and it's like in the mid 80s, and Nixon is on his like 3rd term. The world is like on the verge of like nuclear holocaust between the United States and Russia. And the only thing that's keeping it in balance is this guy named Dr. Manhattan, who's like
Russell
an actual Russell Adler.
Russell Adler. No, we have a job to do.
I'm a goddamn onion. Anyways, Dr. Manhattan's like an actual superhero. He's like, which is funny because like in this universe, like Superman and Batman exist, but only as comic book characters, and then they stopped making them when actual superheroes existed. So it's like it's kind of silly. But anyways, yeah, Dr. Manhattan is this guy that works for the Americans, and the Americans used him to win the Vietnam War, and Vietnam is now the 51st state. So basically, the events that you need to know going into the series is that there's this like super smart guy named Adrian Veidt, and he's like, "Uh-oh, everything's going to get exploded. I should probably drop a giant squid on New York City and Moscow to scare them all." And
It does
so
work.
it does work because they're like, "Oh, snap. There's this other dimension that exists and it's going to be attacking us. So we should probably stop pointing our nukes at each other and start working together to start figuring out how to get these squids out of here." And then there's a racist guy named Rorschach, and he dies, but his journal.
Except he's
lives
not
on.
racist in the movie.
He's not racist in the movie, and Zack Snyder made him Batman, which is the stupidest thing that you could possibly do with Rorschach. I'm not done with the book. I have it right now. I am. Let me see what chapter I'm on. I'm on chapter 9 of 12, and I hate Rorschach. So
As intended.
yeah, it's how you're supposed to. Like, okay, this is a little bit of a side tangent, but it's why I hate this Zack Snyder movie so much. There's this scene in the movie where Rorschach, which if you don't know who Rorschach is, he's kind of like this crazy misogynist, like conspiracy theory guy. Like he subscribes to like the KKK magazine. He's like that guy. And he like gets arrested because he's framed for killing a guy. And there's this scene in the movie where Rorschach is like looking at Rorschach blots, which are like the ink blots that you have to show to someone. They're like, "What do you see?" And it's like, "Oh, I see a cloud," or whatever. Like that's a Rorschach blot. He gets shown one of those, and then like it's over and done with in like 2 minutes, and that's a whole chapter in the book. 1/12 of the book is that scene, and it's told from the psychologist's perspective and how it's affecting him like mentally and how it's affecting his marriage and stuff, which is really flipping awesome. But then the movie like glazes over it in 15 seconds so that we can show two
And it's
people.
a 3-hour movie.
It's a 3-hour movie, and like so much of it is just people having sex or fighting people, which is such a little part of the book. But whatever, I digress.
Zack Snyder, baby, the best artist to ever live.
Justice League Zack Snyder cut is going to be amazing. I'm going to get all my friends and family, and we're all going to watch it. We're going to sit down all 4 hours. We're going to watch the Justice League. It's going to be awesome.
No, Batman says the N-word.
I think he Ben Affleck probably does, so that's not a problem.
Yeah.
Anyways, the Watchmen show is really flipping good. I would, like those bell curve things, that shows the Watchmen's quality over time, where it starts off and it's like, it's kind of good, and then the middle of it is like, whoa, that's like super awesome, and then the ending is not that great, but it's super good. If you average it out, pretty good. I mean, it was nominated for like every single Emmy, so I think it actually set the record last year of like one show that was nominated for like most everything.
I mean, it showed diversity and not a forced and like, haha, look at me way. So
yeah, no, like it was like a female lead, but like, yeah, like it wasn't like dumb female lead like Wonder Woman or whatever. Yeah, it was like, no, it's believable. Well, Regina King is also just a super talented actress, so that works too. Anyways, watch Watchmen if you have HBO or pirate it. I don't care what you do.
I don't care.
Anyways, number 4 is Over the Garden Wall. I love this show, and I forget about it every year, and then every fall I see people talk about it, and I'm like, ooh, baby, I'm going to watch this show like 3 times. And then I do, and it's great. I don't really know how to describe it. Just 2 brothers get lost in Wonderland, kind of. They're 2 brothers. I don't know. Baby, what'd you think?
It's Adventure Time on a smaller scale and in a cottage core aesthetic.
Yeah, it's one of the most fall shows I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I really like the comedy of it. It's very like,
Yeah, I love it.
it's like Adventure Time humor,
Smart.
kind of.
Yeah.
Where it's very quick. I like that.
Yeah. They tone down the weird language and turn up the off timing and just very blunt jokes,
Yeah.
which is pretty sick.
Which I like it.
Yeah.
I showed my my mom was asking questions about it because my sister was watching it, and my sister wouldn't stop singing the potatoes and molasses song.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. And my mom's like, "What show is that?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's Over the Garden Wall." And she was like, "Is it good?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll watch it with you. We can get it done in like an hour and a half." So we watched it, and her notes at the end were, "Oh, I wanted him to get with the bird." I'm like, "What?" There was like a whole episode where he was like psyching himself. Okay, that's such a minute part of it, but I'm glad you enjoyed it, I guess.
It's the little things.
Yeah. But that's what would happen in the 80s.
Yeah, just get with the bird.
Yeah. But it's super good. I mean, you kind of missed your window now, but you can still watch it. You gotta watch it, and then
Or you
next
can wait till
fall.
next fall.
Yeah. You
Just watch it every.
I watch it every fall. Or I try to. I mean, you can get it. It's 10 episodes, and each episode is 11 minutes. You can get it done in an hour and 40 if you want to. It's so easy. Do it now, idiot. It's on Hulu and HBO Max. I don't know why I always insult people when I
Yeah, it's just your fallback. It's just insulting. You go to form.
We actually have a little bit of a run of animated shows because number 3 is Gravity
So dang good.
Falls. Gravity Falls is so flipping good, and I didn't expect it to be as good as it was.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good.
Whoa. I mean, like, the first season was kind of just like, ooh, it's like a monster show, where like it was a Scooby-Doo-esque kind of thing, where he's got a book, and then they find a mystic creature, and each episode is a different creature, and it's like, okay, you get what you pay for. It's a Disney show. And then season 2 comes in here and whoops season 1's ass. It's so flipping good. And all the characters are so epic and memorable, and I love it. And I suck at describing why I like things, but I like this show a lot. And don't get turned off because it's a Disney show. Alex Hirsch is one talented ass boy.
Turn your mind off from Disney and turn your mind off by the fan base and just watch.
That too.
Because people will overhype things when they're stands of things, but this one actually deserves it.
Yeah.
So,
which here's to hoping Alex Hirsch's next thing is good.
I mean, I feel like it would be if he made this.
With
Disney looking at him.
Yeah, and Disney's like infinite money go.
Yeah.
But also, I forgot to bring up Over the Garden Wall. Patrick McHale is working on a Pinocchio movie with Guillermo del Toro. So that's going to be flipping awesome whenever that comes out. I think that's coming out next year. So keep your eyes on that one. That one's going to be one to watch for. But anyways, Gravity Falls is super awesome. I like that they got... Oh, I forgot what Flapjack's name is.
It's Flapjack.
It's Flapjack. He's Flapjack in the show. It's like so obvious.
He's evil Flapjack.
He's evil Flapjack. I should probably like figure out what his name is, but I'm not going to because he's also super influential in the animation thing, but whatever. Number 2. Nobody saw this coming. Avatar, The Last Airbender. It's the most solid animated show ever. I'll say it. Okay.
It's a piping cold take, my guy.
Yeah, that's a cold take. Except people like Korra more. And you're wrong and stupid if you think that Korra is better than Avatar. I'll say it.
This time he's getting aggressive because it's true. Not because he doesn't have anything to say.
It's true. You're wrong. I'm all for... Okay, if you like it because it's an LGBT thing, fine. But also, there's better LGBT representation in other media. Look at Steven Universe. That show is full of that. And listen, I like that it's in there. I like that she's bi. I guess she's bi because she dated Mako and now she dated whatever her girl name is. I don't know who the other one's
Girl.
What's her name?
What's our girl name, guys?
Asami?
Asami, that's right.
I think.
So she's bi, and that's cool. But also, it's thrown in there in literally the last minute of the show.
It
And if-
is.
Well, that's Nickelodeon, but yeah.
But if that makes the show better than Avatar, then
Oh,
I don't
that's-
know.
no.
Think about it, and like, it's like, is that really your only criteria of a good show? Is if she is bi?
I
don't
like
know.
Korra for Korra, not everything else. Because that character is so dang good, but the rest of the show is kind of just built around it.
Yeah. Avatar.
It's like we're gonna put all of our stock into one character instead of like making multiple memorable characters and
Like-
making a perfect series. So
like they did in Avatar.
yeah,
I think the best part of Avatar is the growth and the arc that every single character goes through.
not just Korra.
Not just Zuko is what I was going to say, because everybody knows the Zuko arc. Because I mean, it is good, and it deserves all the praise it gets. Because I mean, like, it takes a lot of skill to pull off something like that. Something that, like, where it's like you see them as the bad guy for the first season, and then the second to third season you see them change, and it's not like this subtle thing, or it's not this like, not, it is subtle. That's what I'm trying to say. In
Yeah.
that it isn't just like overtly beating you over the head with like, this guy's going to be a good guy, and it's like, okay, well, we need to see this inner turmoil and conflict, which is why season 2 ending is so flipping good, because you see him bad and it's like, what the flip, I thought this was gonna go one way, but it turned out to go another. That show is so good. So watch Avatar if you haven't. It's like,
Yeah,
it's on the IMDb like top 10. So yeah, it's a good show. But it's not as good as, I combined these two shows together because I'm cheating. Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. If you had to like twist my arm, I think I would. Okay, I actually don't know. I don't know.
it's no.
I think Breaking Bad might be better. Or I like
Maybe.
Breaking Bad more. It's not better. I like them both equally. I don't know. This is a hard question for me. But man, Breaking Bad is just one of the most solid character pieces ever. It's so, I keep saying that it's so g-dang good, but that it is, okay? Walter White, this is when Heisenberg killed Walter White, bravo Vince. but also it's so well done. It hasn't aged. It came out in like 2008, and it like, it's still like, it's a little bit grainy or whatever, but
It adds to the aesthetic.
it adds to the aesthetic. I don't know. I could I actually can't go on and on about it because I suck at talking about why I like things. But I like Saul just as much, and Saul is pretty much just Breaking Bad if Walter White was a lawyer. So, but whatever. I like Bob Odenkirk. He's a funny guy.
It's pretty fun.
I like that the two things I've seen Bob Odenkirk are in Breaking Bad and Saul, and in Tim and Eric. Because those are the two opposite sides of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I have to say about that. Watch all of those shows. Except,
Do
well,
it.
I mean, you don't have to see Korra. But if you want to, if you see
Curious.
Avatar and you're like, I want to see that, I want to see more, then watch Korra and you can form your own opinion.
Or you can buy the comics and read them, because I'm pretty sure they're better than the show, because Nickelodeon is a horrible company. But
That's what
Okay.
I'm not
I would
sure.
I would assume usually the books are better. But
I don't know who writes them, so I
you
can't.
cannot catch me reading. So
I think, yeah,
They-
I'm disappointed in you too. But my mom works at a library, and apparently they have some Last Airbender comics in there. And I'm
Bruh.
like, you know what? I'll see what the hype's about. I'll see if it's good. So
it's probably better that they did that instead of make like a sequel series to that, because I feel like that would just be
well, they did
a disappointment. Well, no, like the same
like
characters.
like an actual sequel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like the same characters.
yeah, I feel you.
At this point, just leave it and don't touch it. So
Sorry,
It's all
Netflix.
don't do it.
They're gonna keep milking it because nostalgia is currency.
True.
So
That is
I got
true.
nostalgia from Gravity Falls, and I haven't even seen the G-Dang show until this year. So
I know.
it's
Man,
not that you have nostalgia; it's that you're watching a good animated series.
I know. I hope that I need to see when his new thing is coming out because it's already out.
Uh-oh.
What the freak? How have we not seen this? Oh wait. Oh, he just worked on this. Okay. This isn't his show. I've seen people talk about the Owl House before, for the record. Apparently he's been working on it. Dang. Oh, he's a voice in it. That makes sense. Oh, also Anne from Arrested Development is in this, which,
Oh, boy.
by the way, she voiced Katara. I don't know if you knew that.
I had no clue.
It's one of the weirdest things, but yeah. Her? I guess you could say. That's a funny reference. Watch Arrested Development too.
Yeah.
At least the first 3 seasons. You don't have to watch the last 2. That's when Netflix took over. See a trend here where Netflix takes over and ruins things? Yeah.
Every big corporation will just drive everything into the ground. So
Yeah. Well, the weird thing is that it was on 21st Century owned Arrested Development for the first 3 seasons, and it had been winning award after award after award, but people had stopped watching like halfway through the 3rd season, which I don't know how, because that's like one of the best seasons of comedy television I've seen. And so then they're like, yeah, we're going to stop making this show. And immediately Netflix buys it. And this is still when it's like DVD.com. So it's like, yeah. So then they just waited for like years. And then they were like, yeah, season 4 is coming out. And Michael Cera is like 6 years older. And he's like an adult man and not a cute little boy anymore. And it's like, this does not have the same charm that it did. And then season 5 is not very good, but the finale's okay. So there's my Arrested Development take. Very hot, I know.
what's your list, Paul?
My list has one thing, and it's number 1, and it's that I did not make a list.
Oh, okay.
How did you know?
Top 10 lists.
Top 10 list.
Number 10, my list. What? How did mine get number 10?
This is an outrage.
And I
Also,
demand a recount.
It's movie time.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Well, we could
I'm
probably
going to
just
make
end the
like
podcast.
Okay. I mean, if you guys want to keep on talking, I can just make like a pair of pants and split.
What?
I said that wrong, but you get the idea.
I get it. I get it. Okay.
Actually, that enhances the comedy of it.
It does.
So,
It actually works.
I split my pants often. Just kidding.
I've
Laugh.
I've split at least 3 pants.